Very good. Welcome back then. This is part 6 of today's live webinar. Today is November 26, 2016, and this is part of the session 5 intake of the FibStalker Methods Coaching Program. In this part, I'm going to provide you with a description of the core modules, very high level, what's the content of the module, so you can have an idea of what you're going to study. So there are two groups of modules. The core modules are 8 core modules. The first part, module 1 to 4, we focus on price structure in modern market. When I say price structure, again, it's the way algorithms are positioned in the market. I'll give you the ambush trade setup and algorithmic trading as well. I'll show you how algos, why they are relevant, why they actually have an effect on price, and I'll start giving you the first two trading system. Actually, indeed, I'll give you more than two. I'll give you also a smart money and dump money trading system. So I'll give you the ambush trade setup trading system and the smart and dump money trading system. In module 3 and 4, we look at the proprietary FibStalking timing technique. This is a technique that uses algorithms on the smaller time frame to derive information useful for timing. And we look at basic and advanced techniques to track algorithms and time them on the 4-hour time frame, the 15 minutes, and the 1-minute time frame. All right. In part 2, the modules 5 to 8, we will look at the FibStalker methods and rules. So you will have the basic rules here in the first part, how to model market and how to model algorithms. But that does not translate immediately in trading systems, more complex trading systems. You'll have very simple trading systems. Okay. To do that, we need additional rules, and these are called the FibStalker methods rules that we're going to see in module 5. And you will be able to identify low risk, effective setups, also using a new set of models based on what's called notable anchors. And so you will be able to identify and validate trading plans. To do that, I will introduce to you an overall, what I call the overall trading process, and also have a job ad, a document of 20 pages for you to help in this process, whereas you are going to analyze price structure, analyze how algos are placed on all time frames, and perform price discovery techniques. All right. We will also look at the interaction of algorithms in different time frames, and that's something that comes with the overall price analysis process. And then I'll formalize for you a sample FibStalker trading system that does not take now in consideration only the way we model algorithms, which we're going to learn in the first part, the mechanics of trading. But now that takes into account the FibStalker methods, the way we model price structure analysis and do discovery, some new FibStalker trading pattern that explain price based on how algos are placed, and you can use this to answer a lot of your questions on your own trading system. Now, mind that I'll give you trading systems, but if you want to modify those trading systems to fit your personal situation, then the formalization is going to be very, very helpful. And finally, the end of the core modules, module 8, I'm going to explain and go with you through the 15 tasks to become a consistent trader. Okay, so if you drill them into your mind and you are consistent, there's no reason why, with the edge given by smart money and dump money, plus the psychological and mental discipline help coming from this model here, the 15 tasks, there should be no reason why you should not replicate success. All right. Now, on top of that, we will have a profitability and consistency series. This will help condition your natural psychology that you bring to the market, which is not always useful to trade the market. You will apply the trading, risk, and money management methods that you have learned in the core part. You will execute your or my trading systems with few or no errors. And to do that, you will need to test and paper trade at the beginning and build confidence in what works. And this will help you eventually reaching profitability first and then trading consistency. Now, my profitability and consistency model is this one. Basically, module 1 to 8 cover this part here. And this is the mechanics of trading. So the trading method, how you do risk and money management, how algorithms model the psychology of the market. And then we start with the second part, which is the trading system development, the psychology of the trader, the results and information that you collect when you test and paper trade, building confidence, and trading system tuning. But it doesn't end there. And if you look at the chart I have on the left here, you will see that if you start from zero, and here you have hero, so there is a lot of work to do. And if you were to do that work by yourself, that's exactly how a trader with trial and error gets through the process. Start from a point, you get a problem, you solve that problem, you advance a little bit, and then you solve another problem, you go back to a lower level of development. You keep solving problem until eventually you will get to profitability. Now, getting to profitability doesn't mean that you are a consistent trader, that you can actually do this for a living. Being profitable means that you are basically making the cost of trading. So you're basically yeah, you are at break even or so or around. Okay, in order to make that move higher, you will need to start worrying a totally different type of problems. In fact, the problems that you have here are problems related to the mechanics of trading. Problems related to price. I call them price distinctions. The problem that you have at this level after you became profitable are problems related to your psychology, beliefs, psychology, mission, um, um, objectives, and applying game theory to the results that you collect when you test and paper trade or when you actually do your own trading. And so, uh, in order to get to the consistency, you will need to solve these other problems here. You will start understanding that you have to higher up your game and start looking at different things like objectives, value, missions, beliefs, a lot of work on your beliefs about the market, and then all the rest is just math, applying game theory, but it's very simple math, and calculate statistic. And of course, this can also be brought to a higher level as well. But you have to understand that this is a process, and 1 to 8 cover the lower part of the process. The profitability and consistency series covers the upper part of the process to become consistent. Okay, so in module 1, we're going to look at the truths about the market, how it moves and why it moves like that, price retracement, and compared to other techniques. We'll analyze the Fibonacci level that we use, the chart color codes that I'm using, the methods based on program trading and algos and the effect on price, introduction to measure moves, to frame a trend. Remember that what I said before, we are tracing these measure moves not only to identify a setup, but also to frame the market, also to frame and study how the market is moving, because this helps us identifying trends and tells us telling when a trend has completed, has ended. We look at different type of moves, traditional extension measure moves. We look at jumping, so-called jumping extensions, as well as emotional moves. We will look at modeling a full trend from beginning to end. And we'll also look at normal, as I mentioned, jumping extension and emotional market moves. I will introduce you to the notable anchor levels, which are different ways of identifying these important 50% level in different conditions, and we'll look at examples on forex futures and commodities. Any questions? Just write them down. In module 2, we will introduce the ambush trade. I'll give you the ambush trade setup, the basic concepts on ambush trade, the example of ambush trade in action, and we will look at the relation between ambush trade and price confirmation. I'll explain you and show you on charts why ambush trade works, and again we will look at the relation between algos trading and ambush trade. Very, very important, because this is the basis of the next, which is how program trading acts on the market. Why the measure move work, and very, very important, this is a beautiful part, what I love about this program, how algos have incorporated market psychology. And I'll show you on long-term charts how in the last 115 years, the models that we have explained some of the most important moves in the long-term equity market, starting from the Dow Jones and then continue with the different version of the SP. All right, module 3, we will recap the price dynamics, the 6 different ways the market moves that we introduced in module 1. We will see how we can exploit program trading on a smaller time frame, the fractal behavior, and FibStalking. Again, FibStalking is the timing technique that is based on the same moves that we see on the larger time frame, but we apply them on the smaller time frame, and we can use that for timing. We look at traditional timing and techniques to improve reliability. We will look at an introduction to the FibStalking timing technique. So I'll give you the basic behavior, and that's in 3 main cases. Mind that the FibStalking timing can also be used to check, to do price discovery, because sometimes the market will not confirm, and we can use the FibStalking timing technique to not take a trade, and so to not take a loss when certain conditions are not verified. And that's the primary use of the FibStalking timing, to use it to to time at a level and not put money at risk if the confirmation is not given. We look at procedurally testing support and resistance, and when I speak about support and resistance here, I talk about what you will know as the FibStalker levels. The FibStalker levels are area of potential support and resistance that are generated through our analysis. I will show you the 2 basic types of entries after confirmation with the FibStalking timing, and we'll look at example of timing implementation on the 15 minutes, another example of how FibStalking is applied to market, along with a discussion of it. In module 4, we're going to quick review the FibStalking technique and the common mistakes. And I'm going to apply the FibStalking timing on 4-hour and daily timeframes and derive other patterns. We're going to look at examples of FibStalking on larger time frame, which gives us a very good pattern for price discovery. And then I'm going to add the aggressive extension measure moves and show you when we use them and how and why they are important. The use of aggressive measure moves can also be done in timing. We look at one pattern called the busted FibStalking setup. This is a pattern I have invented, and I had the benediction from my mentors to actually propose it. That's something that they have not thought about. I invented other patterns as well. That's one of those. How to trade opportunities after a busted setup, and improving the 50% retrace FibStalking entry that we saw in module 3. That's called the second way of entries. There are ways to improve that as well, which gives you higher reward to risk. We look at other ways to enter the market, the breakout entry of last resort, which has a higher risk and a lower probability to produce a risk-free trade. Okay, so that's very important. And again, we'll use FibStalking with weaker support resistance levels, which are not our FibStalker levels, but are different levels. And we will look at example. In module 5, we're going to look at notable anchors and how to use them. Notable anchors are other levels algorithms attached to, and they're very, very important, and their use changes depending on pace and a number of other factors. The 2 main groups of notable anchors, the schematics of retraces through notable and examples. The notable are very important because allows us to capture moves when nobody else sees those moves. Allows us to capture retraces where nobody else sees them. So main rules for the FibStalker methods, very, very important. Modeling of trends and with the use of aggressive traces. The trend breaks and trend continuation areas, which are part of and identified through the rules of the FibStalker methods. How to confirm a trend, how to take profit, and the retraces. Trading plans and target setting, so you will know in advance where you're going to take out your position out of the market. We'll then start talking about price discovery and its relation to the FibStalking timing and provide a lot of examples. In Module 6, I'm going to talk about price structure analysis process, which then is extended in the modules of consistency or profitability and consistency. It's extended to become the overall trading process. The price structure analysis process is key. It's based on a Russian doll kind of concept. We start from the highest time frame and we go down to the lowest time frame. And I'm going to show you an example now in part 7. We look at interaction between time frames, look at price structure and discovery, and how we validate trading plans. We look at the type of violation of trend continuation areas that we have and the kind of behavior we can have on a smaller time frame, the different cases of after a violation. And this is all good material that help us understanding what happens next on the smaller time frame once a trend has been violated. So we know that in advance. I'm going to show you some example on the US dollar Japanese yen, okay? Then we review and integrate the FibStalking timing into our trading rules. And this is a little picture of how the price structure analysis process look like, and we're going to look into it a little bit more in part 7. In Module 7, we're going to look at trading system development. It's a science. There are different parts of a trading system that you have to take into consideration. We're going to distill and describe them in detail and how you have to use them. There are also 6 different types of market. We're going to look at that, the components of a trading system. And then we'll start delving and asking a lot of questions about how we design and how we actually tweak modern design, because the trading systems are designed for you in the FibStalker Methods Coaching Program. So we look at market selection, setup filters, which is same as timing, entry and protected stops. We look at re-entry, profit taking, and position sizing. I will not look into portfolio selection and multiple systems, because that's something that goes actually beyond this coaching program. We look at the statistics and trading system numbers, very, very important. Review and discuss the components part. So there'll be a lot of Q&A and discussion on the trading system. So if you're interested, this is very important. And then I'll propose a formalization of the weekly daily FibStalker trading system. In the last module of the core, we're going to look at the 15 tasks of the model. And I'm just going to list them here for you, but there is a little bit of work involved in this. Take an inventory of yourself. Very important, paramount. I will also provide you a tool to help doing this. Substitute non-usable beliefs regarding the market with usable beliefs. And 90% of the reason why people lose money in the market is because of this, okay? Because, see, with time, eventually, you will stumble into a trading system that works, that has an edge. The point is that if you don't work on your beliefs, and 90% of people don't do it, you will not be successful. So this is very, very important, especially if you have already experience in the market. Determine your mission in trading. This is a important motivational factor. Determine your objectives as a trader and maintain them and modify them. Monitor the big picture. This is less relevant because you're going to use trading systems that are already or developed for you. Determine the time frame you want to trade and the time you can dedicate to trading. I'll provide you with a number of statistic and game theory methods to determine the probabilities of your trading system. In order to have that, you have to have a lot of trades, either tested or paper traded or real trade, okay? And then this is going to bring your trading even to a higher level. Module 8 is going to be determine the reliability of your setup engine in the trading system or set of trading system you're using, how to better and improve the trades with a huge reward to risk, which requires also going down of one or more time frames in the timing, adding all the cost of trading. Here I'm showing only slippage and transaction, but of course there is swap trading, there is there can be you know, mistakes that represent a cost of trading as well. I will then guide you to start testing your idea on a market price. Now, again, your idea, I'll give you all the ideas in reality if you want to stick to the FibStalker methods. If you have any other ideas you want to include in the trading system, remember that I don't mix signals, because very often what happens is that when you mix signals, you have to reconcile signals. And reconciled signals is a huge work. In fact, only two indicators give so many together with price, because price is always there, right? So every time you use an indicator, you're using two indicators. One is the indicators you're using, and the other one is price. If you're using two indicators, now you're using three indicators, because there is price as well, 2 plus 1. And reconciling two indicators, it's huge. Reconciling three, it's a work that I would never want to take on. Okay, so it's not as simple as what the books are telling you. You have to reconcile and create all the potential situation that they can appear, and that's a job that nobody does. Certainly not the traditional tech analyst books. They only tell you what the indicator is. So you will learn how to calculate statistic, and I'll help you to plug in position sizing formulas and determine ways you can improve your system. Okay, a good model it's concluded by case by case and simulation of what the worst case scenarios that help us doing mental planning. Okay, so this is the content of the content of the coaching program. There are the core modules, and there are the additional profitability and consistency modules that help us getting from profitability and into profitability and into consistency as well. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask me also in the next module. Thanks for watching.